everyone, let us now discuss today's LeetCode POTD problem. The kth lexicographical string of all happy strings of length n. Now, the definition of happy strings is given that it only contains a, b, c, and s of I is not is equal to s of I plus 1. I from 1 to s dot length minus 1. So the string is one indexed. Now, if you see ABC, ACB and ABC, BAB, CB, CB are all happy strings, but BAA is not happy string because let us take this B, A and A. If you see clearly, when I am here, my I is indexed here, my I plus 1 is also equal to S of I. So at this point, this is considered as a bad string. Now, let me take an example where I need, so we are given with two integers, construct a list of all happy strings of length n, sorted in lexicographical order, return the kth string of this list or return an empty string if there are less than k happy strings of length n. So, let us take an example and wait a second. Yes, let us take an example where n is given as 1 and k is given as 3. Now, if I start, if I start my iteration, I'll start with my empty string. Now, I can push A and I can push B or I can push C into my empty string. Now, if I push back A, then my size have become n, as they asked us only the strings which are of length n. So A is of length n, which is 1, and it is also of length 1, and this is also of length 1. So while pushing back, I'll push back like A and then B and then C. What will be the third string? It will be C. So I'll return C in this case. Now, wait a second. What if they gave n is 3 and our k value is 9? My string will be an empty string. Now, I can push back A and I can push back B or I can push back C. As it is an empty string, we no need to check the last character because it is already empty. Now, at A, can I push back A again? No, right? Because if I push back A, then my string will become A, which is wrong, as they asked us the last character and the current character, or the current character or the next and the next character should not be equal. In this case, A is not a valid string, BAA is not a valid string. That means the current character and the next character should not be equal. So I'll not push back A. Instead, I can push back B. So if I do that, it will be A, B. And then if I push back C, I have a choice of C. So A, C. And when I come to B, I have a choice of B, A. But do I have a choice of B and B? No, because B and B will be equal and it is not a good string. Wait a second. B, C. This is the next string. Now, C, A can be another string and C, B can be another string. Now, for A, B, the last character is B. So, what are the characters that I can push back? They are A, B. This is my current string and I can push back A. Now, another character which I can push back is C, right? I cannot push back B. A, B, and C. Then, for AC, I can push back AC. So, I can push back A. And after that, I can push back AC, B. Then I can't push back C again because the last character is C. So every time we are checking the last character before pushing back the current character. Now B A. So I can push back B instead of A because the last character is A. Now, after that, B A C, and for C, I have B C A. Then I have B C B, but not B C C because it violates the condition for good string. C A, I have C A B, and I also have C. Wait a second. C A C. C A C. Then the last is C B. For C B, I have C B A. Then I have C B C. These are the strings that I got. Now, if you see clearly, here it is C, right? Wait, here it is C. Now, if you see, this is the list I written. That means I construct this list. But if you see, the first is ABA, second is ABC, third is ACA, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth is here CAB. So if you see, CAB is my kth string. So it is a simple backtracking algorithm where for A I go and then I check the last character whether it is equal to the current character. That means I iterate from A to C. I iterate from A till C, and if the last character of my string, which is temporary, this string, the last character of this string is not equal to the current character, then I can push back. If not, I go to the next iteration. Now, when the size is equal to n, then I'll push back this into my list, which I name it as good list. So, what will be the algorithm for this question? First thing I am doing, the first thing I am doing here, call for backtrack with an empty string named as temp, and I also need to know what is the value of n. So I also uh, call the backtrack with n. Now the second step is if size of temp is 0, then push back A till C. Now, after pushing back, you will call for backtrack algorithm. That means backtrack function. Then, after that, you need to pop back the last character. Now, else if, that means the size is greater, and then instead I do one thing, push back the current character. Push back the current character, and here I run a loop. Here I run a loop, for loop from A till C. Now else if temp dot back is not is equal to current character, then at this step I'll push current character into temp. Then after this I'll run a backtrack function. I'll call for this backtrack function. Now after that, temp dot pop back. That means we are removing the last character from our temporary string. So in the main function, I'll call for this backtrack function. And if you see, I think I forgot one thing. In backtrack, I need to stop when size is equal to n. Then push this string into our good list. But do I forgot one thing? Yes, I need to initialize vector string good list. Now push this string into good list, then return here itself. Now I am calling for temp and given n, so temp should be initially empty string. Then after that, there is a case where k value can be greater than the size. That means so return k plus 1 is less than temp dot size. If so, that means k plus 1 is less than temp dot size. So let's take an example. K is given as 4, but the size is only 3. So k minus 1, right? K minus 1 should be less than the size of temp. So k minus 1 should be less than temp dot size. If so, then I'll return temp of k minus 1. If not, I'll return an empty string. This is how you solve this problem. Here is the code I am returning when temp size of temp is greater than or equal to n. Don't forget to call with the reference. And now for I am iterating from A till C and temp dot size is greater than 0. Then if the size is greater than 0, then I am pushing back this C. When temp dot back, the last character is not equal to the current character C. Else, if temp dot size is 0, that means I have a character an empty string. Then I can push back instead of without any condition. Now string temp is equal to 0 and I have initialized the good string vector, good list vector. Now I am calling for temp n and it is unnecessary. I have commented it. Return k minus 1 is less than good list dot size, then return good list of k minus 1. If not, return an empty string. If you like this video, share it to your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.